Good morning, everybody. It's Meg from Books Off the Beaten Path, and I'm here with a book tag from Book Buds, and this is a very special book tag. This is Shady Side Library's first book tag, and it's called the Book Tag Bucket List. And I haven't read through it. I've just now printed it off, and we're just going to do it off the cuff, on the fly, and see what comes up. We ready? Question number 1. If you can meet one author, dead or alive, who would it be? First, it's got to be Shakespeare. I think I would really love to meet Shakespeare. I would love to find out what happened in those missing years. That would be my question to him, is where the hell were you? What were you doing during those missing years? I've always found that part of Shakespearean history very fascinating. So it's got to be Shakespeare. Gotta be. Okay, what book have you always dreamed of owning but not necessarily reading? Let me think. Owning but not necessarily reading. It's hard for me to think about owning a book and not wanting to read it, because like, why else would you own it? But I think I would have to say the Book of Kells. Yeah, the Book of Kells. I wouldn't necessarily read that, but I'd have it out on the coffee table in conversation piece, maybe under some glass so people can get at it, like cats and dogs and things like that. Those are my people. My friends don't come over and tend to paw through things. Okay, what is one book you think everyone should read before they die? I think everyone should read, and again, it just pops into my head, Gone with the Wind. I think everyone should read Gone with the Wind. It's a big book. Is it an important book? I don't know that you would call it an important book, but it really does a good job reflecting that woman's Scarlett O'Hara's transition. But she doesn't make a lot of big transitions in it. I mean, she's a tough person. But I think Gone with the Wind. I think if everybody could read Gone with the Wind and just sort of be swept away, like with the wind, I think they would love Gone with the Wind. So I'm going with Gone with the Wind. I asked my son some of these, and he said A Christmas Carol to that one, which is also a good answer. And then he said the author he would like to meet is Poe. I don't necessarily know that I would like him to meet Poe, because I think, wasn't Poe a drug addict? I don't know. I don't want my kids around old, dead drug addicts. Okay. Name something you have plans to check off your bookish bucket list before the year ends. Nothing. I have nothing to check off my bookish bucket list before the year ends. I've got a great, a great John Dixon Carr that I'm reading right now. And I don't set goals. I'm such a mood reader. I want to take part in things, and then I never do. And so I don't really have any goals. I am just a lackluster. I'm like a barnacle. I just suck on to whatever book I'm reading, and I just stay suck on to it till someone pries me off. It's gross, sorry. Okay, what book series have you always wanted to read or complete reading? The Lockwood series. I love The Screaming Staircase, but I loved it so much. Do you guys ever get like this? I loved it so much I was afraid to continue reading it, because I thought, I'm going to read it, the whole series, at some point. And I have trouble reading series because I feel like it traps me. And there's a lot of other great stories out there that while I'm reading the series, I'm somehow missing. But I would like to read the Lockwood series. And if I have a picture of The Screaming Staircase, I'll put it up there, but I may not. Let's see. What Booktube video have you always wanted to make? I've always wanted to make the book tube video that What booktube video have I always wanted to make? I would say the booktube video where I can recommend a whole bunch of things. Now, I don't know what those things are, whether they are vintage books, whether they are Gothic books, but I've never done a recommendation video, and I would like to do a recommendation video. So maybe in 2026. But I mean, what would I recommend to you guys? You guys are such good readers. I mean, you're such, I don't want to say good readers, but you're such avid readers. Could I recommend anything to you? That's what stops me, is could I recommend anything that you guys would find interesting? But maybe in 2026, I'll become inspired and do it anyway. Okay, what is a genre you've always wanted to read? I've kind of always wanted to read a little bit of science fiction, but not a lot of science fiction, because my brother, when he was alive, God rest his soul, when he was alive, he was huge into science fiction. And he would tell me these stories, these Asimov stories, and all sorts of great science fiction stories. He's big into Doctor Who. I don't know if you guys know who that is, Doctor Who. Give me a comment if you know who Doctor Who is. But I used to watch Doctor Who with him every Sunday night and all this kind of stuff, but I never could get into it. I mean, I enjoyed Doctor Who, and I enjoyed Lost in Space, and God knows I loved Star Trek because I had such a crush on Captain Kirk. Who didn't? But I just never could get into science fiction. So I would say if I could get into one genre, it would be science fiction. But so far, I haven't had any luck with that yet. Okay, if you could have an ARC, an advanced reading copy of any upcoming book, what would it be? I don't know. I may have to pass on this one, because I like vintage. And so I don't know that I would have an advanced reading copy of vintage with my hands going like this. So I'm skipping that one. Pass. Okay, if you could do a buddy read with anyone, dead or alive, who would it be and what would you read? Well, I would do a buddy read with anyone on Booktube because I had such a blast doing it with Heather. Heather reads. I need to link that video in my buddy read review, and I need to link it in this one, but I never can figure that out right. But I think if it was dead and alive, I think it might be fun to do like a cozy mystery series with Ernest Hemingway. Wouldn't that be wild? It's like Murder at Teacup Manor with Ernest Hemingway. That might be fun. Okay, name a book you've always wanted to read. I don't know, I think I've been pretty, the Mitfords. I think the Mitford series, I've always sort of wanted to read that. I've tried to read it and I found it boring. So maybe I don't. Maybe I want to not find it boring. That's it. But the Mitford series, I like the idea of the town, everything like that, like Lake Wobegon. I've read some Lake Wobegon, and I enjoyed that quite a bit. But I never really got into the Mitford series, but I want to get into the Mitford series. Okay, name a book you have always wanted to read. Oh, that was it. And then tag people. I'm tagging Heather. I'm going to tag Philip. I'm going to put a list down there underneath. And good job, Shady Side Library. This was an excellent book tag. And thank you to Book Buds for tagging me. I appreciate it more than you can know. Anyway, you guys have a great Tuesday. And I will check you later.